Good morning. Hi, how's it going? We're going to do a tarot reading for you. I have no idea what day it is. It's March. It's May 30th. May 30th means that we have one more day of May and then it's June. We're halfway through the month. We're headed into the month of the solstice, which is the longest day of the summer. Can you believe it? This year has gone by so fast. So let's get into a little tarot. These readings are for fun and entertainment and a way for me to get to know you guys and also share the work that I do. I'm a longtime yoga teacher. I've been doing tarot readings for 5 years now. And I just started doing more or like setting up a monthly event close to where I live locally. And I'm looking forward to continuing to build that and meet more of you and channel messages with tarot as the guide. I am aware that we're always evolving and shifting and morphing, and a lot of it is about, channeling messages that can help us through these, turbulent times. And I really feel that sense of like creativity and how, if we can access that creative flow or the things that allow us to be in the timeless state and giving ourselves a permission or priority to rest more and relax more. And and it's not always obvious or easy, but my own journey would be a kind of a testament to like where there's a will, there's a way. Where when you're really earnest and you're seeking, when you really want to heal or when you really want to make a change, you're capable of it. It's just I'm not somebody who buys into quick fixes. I don't think they work. Fad diets and so much of our kind of economy is geared to that consumerist lifestyle where we're not necessarily consumers, we're creators, and our becoming over consumers, I think, is doing a number on us and doing a number on the planet. And channeling that energy into some creative love or creative flow in my personal life, that's really helped kind of up level and change some of the lower base tone patterns and evolve into a more joyful state of being. But again, all these words I think require discernment. It's not like being high vibratory all the time. Part of being able to express joy and express happiness means expressing and processing pain and grief and despair, and that's often what we avoid. Like we don't want to feel that. We just either want to be neutral or deny our emotions. And remembering that anger is almost always off. Sometimes anger can be about like a boundary break and you need to step that boundary up. But often anger is a fairly superficial emotion that blocks us from our wounds. So when we're just acting out of anger, we're not really able to access that healing regenesis where we're able to let go and transform some of those lower base tones connected to that level of vibratory or frequency, right? I'm pulling cards as I babble away. Divine guidance and loving clarity. I'm getting that side of the brand Ultra Love. I propagate kind of as best we can, more zero waste. Everything I wear is always secondhand. And then like attuning, self-study. I'm a longtime vegan, but I call myself a non-radical vegan because, yeah, from time to time, I might have, especially if I'm going around to a friend's house and they have like chickens in the yard and they're making like an omelet, I'm like, hell yeah. And even from time to time when there's like a fresh caught fish, and this is a really weird one that I might do like once a year, but I just find myself like wanting to try a little bit of it. It's a very I have never done that with flesh. Like, anyway, I'm suddenly like, no, get into the reading, MJ. That's great. You're a vegan. You buy secondhand. Well done, you. Anyway, one more card for my lover supreme. My lover supreme. There was like a final call or a judgment potential. Both of these characters are in the reverse. This again could be an issue of communication. This definitely looks like some communication issues. having to refine our connection, refine our sense of emotion, kind of like what I was talking about, like self-study, temperance, coming into our divine autonomy and unity with that essential connectivity, and you know, we talk about connection between one another, and yet so much of the depth of that connection really is our own personal connection to self. You know, like how self-aware are we, essentially. And the temperance would be an energy where we are yoking that self-awareness, where we're having time alone or having time in meditation. Or that makes me think of, you know, maybe even sharing ideas with friends, or processing certain emotional experiences with our friends as well. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Let's get another layer of guidance here. Divine guidance. Ooh, big healings, big healings. Some of you guys might be wanting to take a trip or go traveling. For some reason, there's a 10 of Pentacles that was at the bottom of the deck, and that is making me think of some of you might be traveling. There's something about ships coming in, and the 10 of Pentacles would be like money, resources, and large sums of it. I don't know if some of you might be traveling to it, or like you take a trip and then the ships come in. Okay, so then back to the kind of central energy. There's these two characters, a Queen of Cups, water sign, King of Swords. King of Swords is off skis, so there could be a separation, distance. Both characters are in the reverse, so, and there looks like there's no communication. And the Queen of Cups here is in particular really healing some self-worth wounds, like just in a grief, or like feeling left out, feeling abandoned, feeling rejected, etc., etc. And so the Hierophant looks like it might be that you need like an outside source of support. I'm hearing that song. I want to say, I don't even know how I know this, but Hosier and take me to church to do. I don't know what the lyrics are, but temperance with the Hierophant. I'm like, there's something about like, release me, take me to God, to like, I mean, more simply, it could be I'm applying for work. Because the Ace of Pentacles is here. So for some of you, there is like a new beginning in a work situation. But something about these two people, there's a bit of an energy of offness. Like we might be taking a break from a significant other, or you're still in the partnership, but one of the people in the partnership is really going through it. I mean, there's some night, obviously we're here, the ship's coming in energy. That's a nice energy, right? Like 10 of Pentacles. Soul family. That's a nice card. I like it. So there's the essence here too of, you know, being able to connect with those connections where we feel at home. We feel like family. And knowing that part of our ability to shine is being balanced, being more balanced. And then I think the more balanced we become, the more important it becomes to have balanced relationships in all levels, in all areas, right? I am hearing something about control, right? Like our control patterns can inhibit our ability to flow and work and collaborate. And the Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups are shadows, where we feel less than, where we feel like we don't belong. These things are always available for us to observe. And that's, like I was saying at the beginning, that's why, you know, more superficial emotions like a reactive anger, I call it in the book the block to bliss, because usually anger is a judgment which inhibits our ability. Anger is usually something that makes everybody wrong or blames other people, right? So then we're justified in our anger. And in A Course in Miracles, it says anger is never justified. Doesn't mean that we're not meant to feel that anger. It just means that from a spiritual perspective, anger is simply a way to kind of push away and deny our reality, or just be angry at it. But when you know, anyone who's done any shadow work knows that anger is superficial, and that when you hold space for your anger, you almost always can trace into some wounds, some places that were in pain, whether it's our own, whether it's energy and programs that we've inherited through our lineage. And that's where really deep work is required, because there's some pretty ugly programming in our lineage that isn't kind, isn't loving, isn't nice, and yet it feeds an egoic construct of superiority, like a lot of the world that we're seeing that justifies really abhorrent behavior. You know, it's like there's a lot going on collectively and individually where we're being gaslit, we're being manipulated. And it really is up to us as individuals in sort of a constellation of healthy reciprocal energy, where we find our own truth, you know, and let that truth lead the way, let our own light lead the way, rather than thinking that these external higher powers, or even just these other people that are supposed to care, assuming that they care if their behavior doesn't show it. So, you know, lots of discernment. I do sense this ushering into greater abundance in soul familia. The Maiden card always makes me think of self-care, like doing the things that make us feel beautiful and loved, and, you know, to a certain degree, yeah, juicy, spicy, like feeling good. And for some of you, I feel that there's a connection to like the forest, and something about like being outside at night in the forest, or like I'm thinking of things like skinny dipping and whatever. It's like, yeah, just luxuriate your own bod, my lurers. Have a wonderful day. Keep shining. I'm going to leave it there, you guys. Thank you all so much again for coming the other night. And have a great day. I'll speak to you guys soon. That's tomorrow, Friday. Yay, Friday.